Well, hello, this is Cindy Lee, your host over at Bucket List Coach Web Show Live. And make sure you go to nationaldaycalendar.com because the 24th is National Tequila Day. We also have an app that you could download. So, what is Bucket List Coach Web Show all about? So it's all about making the most of the dash, what I'm doing, making the most of the dash, and my guests as well. And so we have the day that we're born and the day that you pass away. What are you doing in between that time? That is called your dash. And this show was all started by my love for Anthony Bourdain. I actually was a professional chef for 25 years. And then I got into travel and he inspired me. And he's the reason that I started this podcast. And today I have my friend Tim and Gladys, Like the Way You Drink podcast. Happy National Tequila Day early, right?
Yeah. We did tequila last week, though. I think we did tequila last month, though, didn't we?
Yeah.
We've drank so much since then, I forgot.
So tell my audience all about your friendship, how it started, and all about your podcast.
Yeah, go ahead, ladies first.
Well, Tim and I have known each other for quite a few years. We met through a mastermind group and we knew each other. You know, it's like we would cross, at the mastermind, what have you, had some interactions. But it was last year in August when we did a more intimate mastermind meeting that we started talking a little bit more about business, of course, and about what we were doing and some of the things that we enjoyed. And of course, the conversation came up over those 3 days about moonshine and about brown liquor and about wanting to do something with that, even though I do insurance. I'm an insurance broker in Oregon. I take care of Oregon, California, and Washington small groups. But this had nothing to do with insurance. I'm like, how do I do that? Well, then Tim, being Simply Easy Marketing, he's like, well, does it matter? And I was like, oh, he goes, you should do that, even with pairing drinks with food. And so that was kind of initial conversation. The next day, it's like, we should do this together. And I'm like, I like the idea. Then on the last day, I bring in some whiskey and scotch, and then he brings in some moonshine, and we're exchanging in the back of the room because we're not supposed to have this. And then he's all, do we want to work together? I said, I think so. So we then had afterwards another conversation via Zoom. And we said, yeah, we're going to do this. In the middle of my busiest time of year, which is November, is when we launched. Because we knew if we didn't do it in November, it would be early in February. And then once you push it to February, things would get in the way and it was probably not going to get done. So truly, Tim has the technical abilities. He teaches people how to vlog and blog and do the things to get out there. And I'm the one who, I love my liquors and I love food and I love pairing stuff. So, and I'm the one who's researching, well, where did this come from? And who's the this and who's the that? And that's kind of the way we started. And here we are, how many months later? And we have been truly enjoying this whole process.
Yeah. So, I mean, when we've not done it every week, there's a couple times we had to take a break. Week in there, and like in August, we're gonna have to take a break because I'm moving. I shut this whole studio down August 2nd, and then and I'll be down for a month till I move to my new place. But we've kind of been very consistent. We just recorded episode 29 on Monday night. All right, so we're looking forward to once we hit 50. All right, then we're gonna have this whole this whole thing of really do a whole nother thing. Originally, we Gladys came up with a name that we thought was cool. But then we realized, we had to make it more unique, to what people would attract. Our original name, and we still have the domain name, Gladys owns it, is Lady G and Mr. T. And then we went with, I found likethewayyoudrink.com was available. And pretty much I'm trying to label this everywhere as Like the Way You Drink podcast. All right. We've got a website up. We're looking to get some branded materials to put out. My childhood friend does woodworking, and when we were talking about Monday night, we were talking about a muddler, and he's working with him trying to get our brand printed on a muddler to that'll be one of our first things that we'll give away with our podcast. And every month, and everybody thinks that we just show up and drink, but truthfully, Gladys, how much time do we spend a month prepping this show it is not an easy prep. All right. It is fun, but it's not an easy prep because every week we've got to prepare food, like you in the middle of your day, me at the end of my day. And I'm looking forward to the new house because my new house, my kitchen will be right there as opposed to down one floor.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
We get one thing and it's like, ooh, I gotta go pick up whatever it is.
Yeah.
And sometimes we're doing the cooking over the weekend, and it's funny because our significant others are like, kind of like this podcast because we get to eat the leftovers.
Yeah, there are samplers. If they die, we know we're not sharing on a show that week. Yeah.
Right. So, and sometimes they give us ideas. We're like, hey, how about this? Or hey, I made this. And we do try to stick with the theme. Or sometimes we just like, hey, I came across whatever it is. And it's like, oh, let's do that. Let's throw it on there. But we are planning at least a month ahead of time. And that way we know if we come across that one thing we're looking for, that sometimes because we are in different states, we don't always catch the same item at the same location. So we have to go looking for it. And so that's one of the things that sometimes we are presenting two different products of the same line because either I can't get it or Tim can't get it. And then if we're doing food, well, a lot of times the food isn't exactly the same because if we're buying it or we're making it, the tastes are going to be slightly different. And so for us, it's about taste. How does this taste with this? And do you like the way it goes? Hence why we came up with like the way you drink, because we're like, well, do you like it? Do you like the way it fits? And so we're like, well, you got to like the way you drink. And that's how we came up with that name. But it's been a whirlwind, but it's been a lot of fun and it is a lot of work.
Well, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pop out for about a minute or two, and I want you guys to do a video to promote a membership drive for your subscribers. Okay, hold on one second.
Nothing like throwing us under the bus and making us do something really quick, right?
So, are you a foodie? Do you like your liquors? You want to know how to pair your liquor with your food. Maybe you're clueless. Maybe you stick to the one drink you always drink because you don't know what else you might like. Well, guess what? That's what Tim and I are here for, to help you figure out what could you possibly like. You might not want to go out and buy a whole bottle of tequila, but if we tell you, hey, try this little guy and pair it with some salsa, pair it with some chips, then maybe you go, you know what? I will try that, because that is part of what we do, is help you figure out what might you like, what might you like it with. And then a lot of times there's a little bit of history behind a drink, behind a food, which will intrigue you, because we love for you to like the way you drink when you are having a cocktail, having some food, and even some of those drinks that we mix sometimes can be for the kiddos when you remove the alcohol. What else, Tim? What else are we doing?
I was going to say, what goes with your tequila, lemon or lime? I'm curious.
Lime. It's always a lime. Got to be a lime.
But you're supposed to also have salt, right?
Yes, which I have none at my. Absolutely.
So what are we tasting today? What do you guys have?
So I
got some Patron.
Oh, Patron. Okay. This is Dania Gracia. I actually heard of this company on a cruise a couple of years ago, and they're located in Ensenada. So it's really smooth. It actually tastes like water until you have about 10 of them. Then,
So I have a few different things because they happen to be in my liquor cabinet. So Patron I have because I had gotten this to do a mixer. We made watermelon margaritas back in May. Jimador because they are also part of the Herradura brand, and I like Herradura, but they didn't have it in the smaller bottle. And then, of course, because George Clooney, Casa Amigos. So,
very cool.
Casa Amigos. And then, of course, the tequileria that is near and dear to my heart because I've met one of the great-grandchildren of the founding members is Casa Noble. And this is a special bottle. This particular bottle, I'm not going to open it. It's still sealed. It will remain sealed. This is an extra añejo single barrel. So this is a very special bottle, and I am not going to be opening this. But if you come across Casa Noble, any of their products are absolutely delicious. And I got to shout out to Casa Noble because they're amazing people. But today, Patron.
Yeah. Patron, I got lemons, limes. I wasn't sure what to have. I got salt. I got chips.
I got chips too.
And then we have from Laguna Beach, Hava chips. You can get them at Whole Foods or Amazon, and it has a hint of soy sauce. Absolutely amazing. Paying it forward here to a local business here in Southern California.
You know what will go good with these chips? Some guacamole.
Watermelon salsa.
There you go. So I found it at New Seasons. So up here we have Whole Foods, but we also have New Seasons. So I found it at New Seasons.
Oh, really? That's good to know. Wow.
And but yeah, I just opened them, so fresh batch.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I like that they're a little bit thicker and they have a nice crunch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They're not as salty as most of your chips when you get them. They're really salty.
Yeah.
All right. And that's, you know, I don't want the saltiness into them. I like that kind of dry.
Mm-hmm.
I can add the salt. I can add the salt into my salsa or in my guac or anything like that.
What you can do with this is that you can drizzle lemon or lime over it, preferably lime. So you put it in a bowl, drizzle some lime, some of your favorite Tabasco, whether it be Cholula or Tabasco or whatever it is, the Franks. Just pour that on there, and then you can just eat it straight from there. These are sturdy enough where they're going to handle that wetness, if you will.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Another thing that I think these would be great for, you get a sheet tray and you put it on there, throw some cheese on it, throw it in the oven to melt that cheese. Then with some ground beef or chicken, whatever you want, or not, maybe tofu if you're a vegetarian, then you can throw it on top, some tomatoes, some black olives, some jalapenos if you want, some scallions, throw it on top, and now you have some nachos. So
yeah. We did nachos once. Do you remember the week we did nachos, Gladys?
Did I miss that episode?
That was our early on as we're experimenting,
Okay.
and I tried to do nachos, and that was the headache of trying to cook something downstairs while working upstairs. Right? That's where we had to learn to prep stuff that we can prep the day before. All right, or get and have hot. We did the month of May. We did tacos from places, and most of the places we did tacos from, by the time I got the tacos home and ready for the broadcast, they were cold.
yeah,
They weren't warm. So I mean, that's where it comes into doing because we have jobs. We run our jobs around. You know what I mean? And this is just something we do for fun. And Monday night was the only night that we can work it into our schedule to record it. That was part of the deal. So yeah, we had to have a spot that worked for both of us.
And I'll tell you one thing, I will schedule my Monday based on you guys. I will not have an appointment from 4:30 to 5:30. I'm there every single week.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
and that is
Sharing the love.
and that is Pacific time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So part of what we do is that we share what is it about the alcohol that we like or we don't like. There have been times we try something that we go, oh, don't care for that.
No.
Or I might like it, Tim might not, or he might like it and I might not. But then how does it taste with the food? And part of it is the smell of it and how do you drink it? So this is tequila. It's usually you go to a bar, they give you a shot of tequila and you do a shot. I'm not 22 years old anymore. So I usually don't do the shots of anything really. I like to savor it. So the smell of it, you get those citrusy smells with this particular tequila.
Yeah.
And then, I had the chips. I smelled it. I'm tasting it. And then go back to the chip. How does it all blend together? And then if I'm going to do the lime, a lot of times what you want to do is just squeeze the lime ever so a little bit. Put the salt on the lime. The other thing you can do is also put right on the rim of your shot glass. You know, you want to have the salt and the lime right there. And that way, when you're doing your tequila, tasting it, you're having it all together. If you have a really good tequila, you don't need the lime. But you know what? The lime will give you a little bit of a hint, that just opens up your tequila. So it is not a bad idea to try and it is lime that you want to do with.
Yeah. So I asked. I mean, I got lemons left over from Monday night, but.
Yeah. And the other thing you can do is if you don't want to, you can put your lime juice on your chip.
Mm-hmm.
And then take a drink, huh?
Wow.
And that just gives it a different, ooh. Yum.
So do you guys like a Blanco?
I'm trying to think if I've had that.
I don't think I've had that one. I know
I'm going to send this to you for Christmas, to each of you.
Okay.
Yeah, you're going to love it.
Yeah, that's and that's the other thing. With us getting our drinks, Cindy, is we've had a couple of times where challenges where we found one thing like I liked in Texas, but it's not available in Oregon.
And I have.
All right, now the neat thing we have is she's just over the line from Washington, so she can sometimes go over to Washington to get it. Mm-hmm. All right, but we've had a time or two, and I don't know if this is legal that we are legally allowed to do this, but we basically have gotten stuff from our state and shipped it to each other.
Well, that's what I might have to do, because this is only available in Ensenada, because I actually did search it, because that was one of the things I was going to send you guys, but I ended up sending you some custom coasters instead. But I'm going to do some research to see what I can do to get that to you.
Yeah. When we talk about so many different alcohols, we've done wine, we've done rum, we've done tequila, vodka, bourbon, whiskey, beers, seltzers. What we haven't done just yet are gins. We're going to get to gins one of these days.
Oh, okay.
We've done some research on the gins, but I think that we've not been big gin drinkers to begin with, so we've kind of pushed it off. But then again, we were also not seltzer drinkers, and yet
we did that. So and actually we found some pretty cool seltzers. Yeah. And we've done beers a couple times, but we've done different angles of beer. We've done different angles of wine, because you can't do just beer, just wine. So, I mean, it's all different in it. Yeah. So we've always playing with that. The unique thing that we do is when we do things, we find a way to actually put them into something that's going on, thinking about what people are going to party with. We did the month of March where we did all Irish type stuff. And that's one of the things we did was Guinness beer. And like I said, I remember telling Gladys, well, we're going to do Guinness, and I'm not looking forward to it because I don't like Guinness. And then my mom made me shepherd's pie because we paired it that night with shepherd's pie. Oh my God, it was so good with shepherd's pie.
Wow.
Yeah, and we try different things. Somebody gives us an idea, and hey, we're going to try to incorporate it. Why not? So it's we're growing our audience. It's been a lot of fun doing it. We right now we do Facebook Live and YouTube. We're trying to get more subscribers on our YouTube channel. Mm-hmm. And if you go to Like the Way You Drink podcast on YouTube and just subscribe. Yeah. We're on once a week. You don't have to listen to us right away. If you can, great. If you can't, that's okay. Yeah. But sometimes we will let you know what we're going to be talking about the following week. In case you're interested, you might pick up your own personal beer or wine or whatever it is. Or maybe you say, you know what, I'll listen to you on my drive home. We want to make sure that people get some ideas of things they might want to try that weekend, might want to, do for 4th of July, we did red, white, and blue at the end of June. So people had ideas for the following weekend of red, white, and blue drinks that they could do along with barbecue.
There you go.
What do you think has been the biggest shock for you doing the show, Gladys?
Shock?
Yeah, like different that we didn't expect.
The amount of time that it takes.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of time. Tim is amazing with the technology, and he spends a good hour prepping and what have you. And even though I don't have to prep the technical side of things, like all of that he does, I still have to prep my side. I still have to prep the room. I have to prep the table. I have to get everything ready. I want to make sure it looks pretty. I want to get some pictures before the podcast starts. The research that we do on the different.
That's it. All the stuff, information. It's all her. She does all the information.
Yeah. I'm an information junkie, so I'm like, and I used to do a lot more in-depth research, and he's like, okay, we need to balance it out a little bit more. So even though I still do a lot of research for me, I will bring up little pieces of information or little stories, so that way they're more fun to listen to, because yes, who wants to listen to a lecture? If they want to listen to a lecture, they go to, wherever, but people still want to learn. They want to know why, why do they like it? What makes this one a distillery or this liquor so special? Where are they from? Are they local? Are they national? Are they international?
Was there a reason they started this? Like this past week, we did The whiskey we did, there was a reason, there was a whole story behind the whiskey that was done. And that's, you know what I mean? That's incorporated into it. That's stuff I wouldn't be interested in researching, but Gladys is. And that makes the show. That's her good part. You know what I mean? And that's what makes us a great pair.
Yeah.
Well, it's towards the end of the show. So one of the things I like to do, if you guys are comfortable, I like to do a testimony on my guests. If you want to do one on my show, you're welcome to. If not, we could do it another time. And then at the end, we're going to do shout outs. So I'm going to start first. Well, hello. This is Cindy over at Bucket List Coach Web Show Live and Bucket List Coach Travel and Tours. And I am doing a testimony today and also a promo. So make sure that you subscribe to Like the Way You Drink podcast. If you subscribe, comment, and share this very video on Facebook and LinkedIn, I will gift you a 5-night hotel stay. All you have to do is subscribe, comment, and share. And actually, if you subscribe to both of our pages, I'll gift you a 3-night and a 5-night. Tim.
I do got to say, by the way, shout out to Gladys. All right, because I would not have gone through with this thing had I didn't have a partner. All right, yes. And special thanks to you, Cindy, for it's been great to see you supporting us. All right, as well. This is a great invitation. We thank you for letting us come on the show together because really, this show kind of pairs with what we do, as opposed to just me dropping on your post or Gladys dropping on. Our businesses really don't relate to what you do, but our podcast does. So, yeah.
And I am starting another podcast. I've actually taken some time off from my Ask Cindy Connector, but my main marketing page, Surf City Aloha Marketing, I'm going to start a Marketing Monday where you talk about a marketing tip and then you plug your business. So I'm going to start that in October because Ask Cindy Connector, I had to put it on hold because I'm actually writing my very first book. So I need to get the manuscript out. So
I get that. I'm in the middle of selling. Well, we sold one house. I got another one selling and buying another one in the next 2 weeks.
Wow.
And then I'm actually 10 days without a house. Like 10 days, I'm sleeping on my stepson's couch. All right.
Oh, really? Wow.
Hotels, yes. All right. So that's it. It messes our world up for a bit, but it's all right. I get it.
We just work around it. That's okay. Well, Laura, I'm getting my second book out, so I'm working on that, getting it all through the publishing, revamping my first book, connecting with them, and putting together the presentation that's going to be presented to small businesses in Oregon, Washington, and California.
Awesome.
I'm insurance by design, so I'm an insurance broker, primarily focused on employee benefits and 101 creative ways on how to provide employee benefits for all budgets. So shout out to you, Cindy, for being on our podcast. You have been commenting, sharing ideas. We've actually promoted one of your little videos that you were on vacation, and so we utilized that. So thank you for that. And for Tim, oh my goodness, Tim, for doing all the technical stuff and sharing your Simply Easy Marketing. I'm part of his mastermind group. He has so much information to give. I'm like, it's over my head. So little pieces that I can take, I take. But usually it's like, Tim, I need help with this. So I appreciate him for being that person that helps me with that marketing side. That is not my strength. My strength is more on the technical research and knowing and figuring out. His is that soft side of things, but also very technical. So we balance each other out. So thank you so much for being part of my life, Tim, and being part of my every Monday.
Yes, and I want to say thank you again to Tim. I met him in 2010, and finally, over the last, I'd say 8-9 months, we're building a relationship. And do a plug out to your business and your websites, and then I'll put you in the green room.
Go ahead, Gladys.
Gladys Boutwell, Insurance by Design. You can find me at insurancedesignpros.com, and I'm serving small businesses in Oregon, Washington, and California.
I help people with their online businesses, online marketing, making it simple and easy for your customers to buy and connect with you faster. All right. So that you can get their results done. SimpleEasyEvents.com will take you into what we do and our next event coming up.
And one last tip for Sunday. What should people do for National Tequila Day?
Ooh.
For National Tequila Day, you've got to have, something that's like a chips and salsa. All right, chips and dip. I mean, come on, in Texas, we rank the restaurants based on how the chips and salsa is when you come out. Chips and salsa with it. All right, got to have good tequila. Don't do the cheap stuff.
You'll get a headache. Yeah, you're going to get a headache. So definitely don't go cheap. When my nephew, I sent him out for some good tequila, and he came back from 1800. I was like, oh, sweetheart, yeah, not touching that stuff. I'll get a headache. So go spend the money. You know what? You're going to enjoy it. So get some good tequila. If you're like, hey, I don't know how to make salsa, you know what? Go to your nearest Mexican restaurant. They will probably sell you some salsa. The guac, just smash up that avocado, some lemon or lime, salt, pepper, garlic, throw in some tomatoes and some scallions, mix it all up. You have some good guac. Very simple with that. Get some good chips. Hey.
Yeah, have a
chip.
Some good chips here. And then if you want to make a margarita, make a margarita. If not, just some, you can do beer and a back, with your tequila. I mean, there's so much that you can do, or you do your tequila and then your beer afterwards, and just be safe. Don't drink and drive. Get an Uber, get a Lyft, sleep on a friend's couch. Have fun. It's all about enjoying the taste that you're putting together. How does it taste for you? And do you like the way you drink?
Yeah. Enjoy the taste, ladies and gentlemen, because no more of that 1 tequila, 3 tequila, 1
Four.
tequila, 2 tequila, 3 tequila, 4.
4.
Yeah, we don't do that.
Exactly. So I'm going to pop you in the green room and hang tight for a minute. Thank you. So make sure to go here to Facebook and YouTube. You're going to subscribe, comment, and share to both of our pages, and I'll gift you that 5-night hotel stay. If you like fun places to do here in Southern California, fun places to do in Oregon or Dallas, Texas, make sure you go to bucketlistcoachtraveltours.com. This is Cindy at Bucket List Coach Web Show. And next at the 3:00 show, I have the CEO of American Travel Bureau. What we're doing is we're getting entrepreneurs into our travel agency to book for their conferences and only their personal travel. If they need help with an actual booking for larger groups, I can help them with that. But a lot of them are actually joining our agency for under $100. It's really amazing to be able to get net pricing instead of paying that gross price. So this is Cindy Everett, Bucket List Coach, Web Show Live.